Everyone in the street knew something was wrong in that house, but no one talked about it, not even the people who lived inside. Amara was 26 and lived in a busy part of Uyo. Every morning, she woke up before sunrise, prepared for work, and left her small apartment neatly arranged. She worked as a customer service officer in a microfinance bank. The pay was modest, but it covered her needs. Her life looked normal from the outside. She greeted her neighbors politely. She smiled at her co-workers. She attended church on Sundays. But Amara carried a quiet weight that few people understood. She lived with her older cousin, Tund. When she first moved to UU 2 years ago, Tund had offered her a place to stay until she could stand on her feet. Her parents were grateful. Having a family member in the city felt like safety. At first, everything was fine, but slowly, things changed. Tund did not have a stable job. Some months he worked, some months he stayed home. At first, Amara didn't mind helping with food and bills. She told herself it was temporary. But over time, the responsibility became heavy. Tund began to depend on her for almost everything. He would send her long messages during work hours. Buy rice on your way back. We need to pay electricity. Send me some money for data. If she delayed, he became cold and distant. If she complained, he reminded her. Amara felt trapped. She was tired, but she could not explain her situation to anyone. In her culture, family matters were not discussed outside, so she kept quiet. Her neighbors noticed she always returned home looking worried. Her co-workers noticed she was often distracted. Even Tund knew she was unhappy. But no one spoke about it. It was the secret everyone knew. As months passed, Amara's salary never seemed enough. She stopped saving. She stopped buying things for herself. She stopped calling her parents regularly because she didn't want to worry them. At work, she began making small mistakes. Her supervisor called her aside one afternoon. Amara, you are not yourself lately. Is everything okay? She smiled gently. I'm fine, Ma. But she was not fine. At night, she lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how she became responsible for someone who was supposed to support her. One evening, she returned home tired and found Tund watching television. There's no food, he said casually. You didn't buy anything? Amara felt something break inside her. She had skipped lunch to save money. She had worked extra hours. She was exhausted. And yet, it was still not enough. That night, Amara sat alone in the dark after Tund had gone to bed. For the first time, she asked herself an honest question. Why am I afraid to speak? She realized something painful. She was not just afraid of Tund. She was afraid of disappointing her parents, afraid of looking ungrateful, afraid of what people would say. The next morning, she called her mother. Her voice trembled as she spoke. Mama, I'm not okay. There was a long silence on the line. Then her mother said gently, Talk to me, my daughter. Amara explained everything. When she finished, her mother sighed softly. Amara, we sent you there to grow, not to suffer in silence. Those words felt like fresh air. That evening, Amara returned home and spoke to Tund calmly. I am grateful you helped me when I came, but I cannot continue like this. I need to move out. Tund laughed at first. He thought she was joking, but when he saw her packing her things, he realized she was serious. For the first time, Amara was not afraid. Within 2 weeks, Amara moved into a small self-contained apartment closer to her workplace. It was not big. It was not fancy. But it was peaceful. She began to sleep better. She started saving again. She called her parents more often, not out of obligation, but out of joy. Her smile slowly returned. Sometimes the hardest part of a problem is not the problem itself. It is the silence around it. When you are suffering quietly to please others, you lose yourself. Speaking up may feel uncomfortable. Setting boundaries may feel disrespectful, but protecting your peace is not wrong. Because the people who truly care about you will want you to live, not just endure. Subscribe or comment or like and share.